The Subway Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Subway Nightly Sports Call. 412-333-9366 puts you in touch with us on the Consol Energy Hotline. Ron Cook joins us over at the Post-Gazette. Ron, it seems like every May for the last 15 years you've come up with a column that is designed to really chew out the Pirates, and rightfully so. You did it again. Sometimes you wish it would happen maybe in June, July, August, but here it is, May, and you're absolutely right. We hear it, we see it. It's the same old stuff, same old Pirates SOP, and they're doing it again tonight.
Well, you know, Bob, sometimes you wish you wouldn't have to do it at all. I mean, there's nothing I would love to do more than cover a pennant race in August and September. It's just so frustrating. You know, this weekend it really hit me. You know, they lose 3 in a row to Milwaukee, a smaller market team. Yet it's found a way to somehow put together the best record in baseball with the same revenues, although they're spending about $20 million more. And on the day Clemens signs with the Yankees, I mean, it just hits you all at once. The system's stacked against them, and they're not very good at what they do. And the combination is deadly. And if they do lose tonight, Milwaukee was winning it. Here it is, what, May 7th, May 8th?
8.5 out.
They could be 9 out going into tomorrow.
9 out, right?
It just wears on you. And it's not 30 games this year. I said this last year. It's 14 years and 30 games.
And Milwaukee's up 6-3 as we speak. Home runs again tonight. J.J. Hardy, Prince Fielder, and Ron, I think that's the difference here, too. It's not just spending, but Milwaukee has done it the right way. They have drafted players, developed players, former #1 picks, former second-round picks. All of them right now are figuring prominently in what they do, and the Pirates haven't had that kind of success from a drafting or development side of the game.
That's what I mean. You know, the system is stacked against them, and if Steigerwald was here tonight, he can scream about it. But you also have to make right decisions with the money that you do have, and they certainly have not done that. Obviously, the Jason Kendall thing just set them back a decade, you know, giving that guy $10 million a year. But beyond that, they've made bad personnel moves. And you get what you deserve in life, and they've been losers for now it's going on 15 years.
And I know you've probably gotten a lot of emails supportive of your column today, just as you got emails who are calling you out on Joe Paterno and your column about him, the fact that he's working out of home now. And it's a very interesting concept now. He's 80 years old. He seems to want to stay at home more. But then again, if you're a head coach in a major college program, how do you get away with that?
Well, it's ridiculous. There's no other coach who would get away with that. And I understand the Paterno loyalists, and I want to say, I always start off by saying he's the greatest coach of all time, in my opinion. So I'm going to say that right out front. But you also can stay on the job too long, and working at home is just ridiculous. No one deserves a lifetime pass, not even him. And you know, as supportive as they were of me today about the Pirates, I was ripped by the Penn State fans, which is fine. They have a lot to be loyal to Paterno for. I don't. I'm just an outsider looking in, and it strikes me as being ridiculous that anybody's allowed to work at home in that profession.
Now, the other thing you hit on, and this is your first opportunity on this show since Roger Clemens signing, an interesting quote. Roger Clemens says, quote, "It wasn't about the money." Now, you know, Roger Clemens, to me, is a moron if he's going to actually make you think he believes that. $28 million prorated. No one else is going to come up with that kind of money. It is about the money. It's always about the money. And if he was really concerned about the team and anything else, he'd come back at spring training. To me, I hope, and I think in this American League East, there's a lot of good hitting teams there. In the American League in general, you don't have to pace the pitcher every night. I think his ERA is going to end up over 5 this year, and I hope that's the case, and I hope the Yankees get exactly what they deserve.
Well, he's not going to face, well, I guess he might face the Pirates in early June. That may be his first start. Who knows? Maybe they'll want to bring him back against an easy team. I don't know. You know, Clemens can get away with it. More power to him, Bob. I have no problem with him. These teams that line up for him. The Yankees have the money. They're willing to spend it. I guess they're taking their shot. They feel they owe their fans that. I guess I'd rather have it that way than we have it here in Pittsburgh. But I would not pay anybody that kind of money and then allow him to, you know, travel when he wants. You're either part of a team or you aren't part of a team. But I blame the teams, and I don't blame him.
All right, Pirates are trailing again tonight. We'll dissect the game when we return. Your phone calls at 412-333-9366. But first, here's tonight's #1 Cochran 60-second sound off. You know, the more you hear them, the more you wonder what Pirate management is really trying to do. Are they really trying to win games now, as they say, or Or are they just worried about getting guys straightened out while on the job? 2 nights ago, we had GM Dave Littlefield here on this program, and he said they were committed to starting Ryan Doumit. But are they? We went after Jim Tracy in Milwaukee the other night when Doumit was again on the bench while both Xavier Nady and Adam LaRoche got to start despite horrid slumps. Again tonight, why was Ryan Doumit on the bench and not somewhere on that field? There's no way Adam LaRoche has earned the right to start against lefties. I'm sorry. He's been terrible, and it showed up right away tonight with runners at first and third, and no out. He struck out on 3 straight pitches from Ted. The last one bounced before the plate. If the Pirates are committed to winning, and I mean on a nightly basis, they must play their best players nightly. Doumit is their best player right now, bar none. So play him and try to win instead of just settling for getting LaRoche back on track. In fact, if it continues for LaRoche or anyone else, Mahalam, Tony Armless, as one of our callers likes to say, anyone, send them back to the minors and let them work it out, just as it worked for Jay Bell, Jeff King, not to mention Denny Nagel back in the early 90s. It would also tell your poor fan base that at least we're going down with the players who are playing the best, period.
Substantial savings are back at your nearby Subway restaurant. Hurry in today and get any regular 6-inch sub for only $2.99 or less. Get your favorite sub or taste something different. Enjoy big variety and savings too. Any regular 6-inch sub for $2.99 or less. Every Subway sandwich is made to order with your choice of veggies on freshly baked gourmet breads. And now for a limited time, get any regular 6-inch sub for only $2.99 or less. Subway, eat fresh.
A lot of people talk about making a career change. Here's your chance. Truck driving is one of the fastest growing professions today. In just 5 weeks, the WACTC CDL training program can have you on the road and earning from $35,000 to $40,000 a year. You want fast, focused training that can get you a good job and a successful future. What are you waiting for? Call 724-746-2890 now to make the change for a new career with rewarding pay. That's 724-746-2890.
7.
The Subway Nightly Sports Call on Pittsburgh CW is brought to you by Subway, Eat Fresh, and by Number 1 Cochrane, bigger than ever, better than ever.
All right, welcome back live. You're watching the Subway Nightly Sports Call right here on Pittsburgh CW, 7 nights a week. Bob Pompiani, Ron Cook with you, 412-333-9366. Email in tonight from Ryan Glazer, who writes, with Doumit and not in the lineup and Bullington still not called up, the Pirates cannot say they are doing everything they can to win. LaRoche has never hit lefties. Doumit might not hit them as well as righties, but he was 4 for 9. LaRoche 5 for 27. Doumit must play. And Ron, so far in this game, Doumit has not yet appeared.
Yeah, I guess it got a pinch hit situation in the 9th inning, which probably offends me more than him not starting, Bob. I'm not as in love with Doumit as you are and the other guys are.
I'm in love with the fact that he's hot. That's all.
Hey, Bob, I'll admit that he's hot. I am. LaRoche has got to be your guy. He swung the bat better over the weekend. You got to get this guy going. It's a long season. I have no problem with him not starting tonight. Why he didn't pinch hit in the 9th inning, I don't know. Tracy's a big believer that he's a much better hitter left-handed against right-handed pitching than he is as a right-hander, and the Cubs started a lefty tonight. I probably would have played him too. That's pretty far down my list of problems that I have with
Well, no, I'm saying get him in there somewhere. They put Nady in center, take out Duffy, get Ryan Doumit, who, by the way, just pinch hit with a single, then have runners in first and third and 9th. So there you go. He's hot. Put him in the game somewhere. Does Nady need to play? No. He sucks right now. Put him in center if you don't want to play Duffy. Whatever the case may be, Ryan Doumit needs to play.
I guess Nady hit one halfway to Iowa tonight that was fouled by a foot. If it had been a fair ball, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation.
No, I wouldn't have changed my mind. I think Ryan Doumit has to play, and these guys are idiots for not playing him. It's as simple as that. Let's go out to Terry in Lower Borough. Terry, how you doing?
Good. Hey, I'm watching the game. Every time I watch these Buccos, Jason Bay, he's probably one of the most unclutched people I've ever seen with guys on base. It seems like he does all of his hitting when they're like winning by 2 or 3 runs, but when they need a clutch hit, he just never seems to pull through.
Yeah, you can make that observation. Again, we'd have to look back at the stats, but Ron, he has certainly left his share of runners on base over the last several years.
Yeah, he didn't do very well last year. I don't think his average was very good with runners in scoring position. But this whole offense is just underachieved also. Either underachieved or just isn't very good. It hasn't been just a slump. This has been 31 games. Even when they were hot the first week, in Houston and Cincinnati, it was their pitching that carried them. And it's not just Bay, it's not just LaRoche, it's all of them. Polino, just about anybody in that lineup you can look at and say is underachieving or else isn't very good. And either one of them isn't a very good answer, that's for sure.
Out to North Huntington we go. Dave is on the line. Dave, welcome to the Consol Energy Hotline. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Bob? How you doing, Ron?
Good.
I hate to change the subject tonight, but I have a Steeder question, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
My question is, the last 30 years for the tight ends, we used them twice. 1 year with Eric Green, 1 year with Benny Cunningham. Now, we have a new coach. I want to know his philosophy. We have Heath Miller. They drafted this guy from Minnesota who's supposed to be 6'7", 280 pounds.
Space.
What's his philosophy with tight ends? Are we going to start using them or not?
Well, it's not necessarily Mike Tomlin. This is Bruce Arians, who says he loves to use it. He's also talked about 4 wides, although in this, I don't know if they have the talent to do that. But Ron, we'll see. It's a new slate. It's a new chapter. Will they use tight ends more? If they have guys, certainly Heath Miller to me is an inviting target. They should use him, I've said, for the last 2 years a lot more than they have. What do you think about Bruce Arians, and will he use tight ends?
I don't know. I mean, we got to see how it all plays out. I've heard the offensive coordinators before them say we want to throw more to the tight end, and then they don't. They've had a lot of success doing what they've done. I have no problem with that. I hear him talk about 4 wide receivers, 3 tight ends. I'm talking about Arians now. He may not have any running backs if Willie Parker goes down. I think that's a huge gamble that they're taking. I still believe you have to run the ball as a Northeast team playing outdoors. I think it shows you're a tough team if you can run and stop the run. Who knows? Maybe they're going to throw it all over the lot this year, but we'll have to wait and see. It's a totally new sheriff in town.
Kevin in Pittsburgh, go right ahead. You're on the air, Kevin.
Hey, Bob, I hope you're not on blood pressure medicine, because this is the first time I've seen you really get as fired up as you have about the Pittsburgh
I am on blood pressure medicine, and I need it.
You
Watching this team every day.
do need it, but I hope people in this town realize that this is a minor league baseball team playing at a major league level, and that's just unfortunate. But apropos of your previous caller's comment regarding the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm always incredulous as to why they don't use Heath Miller. I think he's got some of the best hands in the league, and not only is he a great blocker, but he's a great receiver. I'll hang up and listen to your thoughts.
Yeah, and again, he goes over the middle, opens things up on the edge for wide receivers, I think. Big target, doesn't seem to drop anything. So, yes, absolutely. And end of topic there, I guess. Norm and Scottdale. Go ahead, Norm. How you doing?
Hey, both you guys. Littlefield, this is for the days till October 2nd. You don't know how to do anything with pitching. End of my statement. Guess what? The D-man came through and the game's tied. Bob, I would say this if I didn't even care. Guess what? The D-man, as in dome it, play him every day. Great article today, Ron, about the unfortunateness over the weekend. And my last comment, Mr. Paterno, you're 80 going on 81. What in the world are you doing coaching from your house?
Go ahead, Ron.
What am I supposed to say to that? I agree totally. The last part, it's just almost become a farce up there. But I guess, everyone will say he deserves to go out when he deserves to go out, and when he wants to call it himself. I just think it's unfair to the university. That's just my opinion.
At what point do you think, and I hear all this talk about, well, if he leaves, he's afraid he's going to die. Okay. At what point, though? He could be 85 years old still doing this, walking with a walker. I mean, at what point does he say that's enough? Or somebody, can anyone up there, Ron, say that?
I'm assuming only his wife can say that. I don't know that anybody else can. They certainly tried to get his resignation a couple years ago, and he sent him away with tails between their legs. I don't know that anybody but his wife can tell him it's time, and I don't think anybody is going to, and I think he's going to go as long as he can still do what he's doing. Now we're down to working at home. We'll see what happens.
Ryan Doman, by the way, triggered that inning with a single. Sacrifice fly. Jack Wilson's now 3-3 as they go to the bottom of the ninth, and we'll find out how the bullpen can hang on. But once again, lack of offense. Ian Snow pitched well enough to win this game, but they don't get any run support for this team, and it's very difficult to watch. Painful. Bob in Blairsville. Hey, Bob.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, sometimes I tend to think that a lot of players, whether they're established ball players in the league or up-and-coming players, they don't want to play in Pittsburgh because of the upper management. They hold them back.
Okay, and
and the thing of it is,
you're talking about free agents.
Look how many players the Pirates have left go to other teams, and they play outstanding. But while they're in Pittsburgh, they just seem like they're lower the level of play. just to get out of that organization.
I'm sure you could say that, though,
Because
Bob, about a lot of teams. There are a lot of teams that look at guys who've been recycled through a Rule 5 situation. And if I'm not mistaken, Johan Santana was one of them, wasn't he, Ron? I mean, he was available early on in his career, and not many people thought.
I'm not sure about that. And in this case, I will defend the Pirates and the system working against them. And I don't like to defend the Pirates too often, Bob. Pitchers sometimes take a while to develop. They don't automatically do it on a 3-year schedule or a 4-year schedule. Well, the small market teams like the Pirates have to make big decisions after 5 or 6 years, and sometimes these guys aren't ready for them to make that decision. Like, I think of Jason Schmidt. You can go right down the line. Loaiza for a while had some success. Lieber after he left here. These guys, you have to make decisions whether you're going to pay them big money and hope they develop. Sometimes you can't wait that long to make that decision, and you have to let them go. I just think that's a very common thing for smaller market teams.
We are going to take a break right now. Come back. More phone calls on the way. A line open for you at 412-333-9366. You're watching the Subway Nightly Sports Call. We'll talk about Brian Bullington and some other matters next when we return right here on the CW.
Security breach.
A new weapon.
Not a bad test run.
Will give Lex the power.
Lex has been talking about this military project called Ares.
To change everything.
He's able to create some sort of energy shield around him. I couldn't lay a hand on him.
This is just the beginning.
Smallville. All new episode this Thursday on the new CW.
Good afternoon, everybody. Drop your socks and grab your jocks, ladies. It's time for Spit, Choke, and Puke's Big World of Sports.
The new home for Scott Paulson is 93.7 The Zone.
Hydro, nuclear, wind, solar, and all the other sources of electricity up there combined don't provide as much power as the coal we mine down here. We're Consol Energy, and for more than 140 years, we've been powering your life and the life of the nation.
What's the best kept secret in Allegheny County? It's not the sports teams or the hometown food. It's the Community College of Allegheny County. Students save thousands on a top quality education when they spend their first 2 years at CCAC, an average of $18,000 over local public and $42,000 over local private colleges and universities. They still get small classes, dedicated faculty, and 100 student clubs at 10 locations. Get in on the secret. Classes start May 21st, June 4th, and July 2nd. CCAC, we're more than you know.
Hello.
Where are you?
I told you not to call me at work.
You're at work.
It's Saturday. We've been waiting for you since sunrise. We got all these reports and...
Oh.
He's not coming.
Oh, come on!
It's Saturday. Real good, Steve. Real good. We were biting this morning.
We were biting this morning.
A reminder from the Bat Blue Light, premium beer imported daily from Canada, where good times, great friends, and greedy fish are waiting. Come on up.
Opie and Anthony. John Steigerwald, Dennis Miller, John McIntyre, Scott Paulson, Dave Damashek. We're Pittsburgh's new man station for sports and entertainment. 93.7 The Zone.
It's WWE SmackDown from Pittsburgh, Friday night at 8 on Pittsburgh CW.
All right, we're back with more of the Subway Nightly Sports Call here 7 nights a week. Don't be a stranger. Give us a buzz. Let us know what you think on all the topics out there. And tonight the Pirates now are in the bottom of the ninth. Matt Capps is on. And Ron, what's your take about Matt Capps' 4-game suspension?
I have no problem with it. I think he deserves it. I don't like throwing at a guy's head after a home run. I don't buy that send a message stuff. If you do, you throw at his hip or his leg. That ball was going right for the man's head. I have no problem with the suspension.
Well, he's a pretty big target, you know. I mean, Prince Fielder is taking up about 300 pounds of plate. So therefore...
who would you say has the best control on the Pirates staff?
I would say Matt Capps, but I also say Matt Capps needs to step up, and I'm glad he did. I would think other Pirates would show a little bit more intestinal fortitude than, I give him credit for that. And I have no problem with what he did, and I think he should have been suspended, yes, but not 4 games. I think it's too harsh.
We can agree to disagree.
All right,
as we usually do, Bob.
Mike and Dormont. Hey, Mike, go ahead.
Hi, Bob. Just a suggestion, a deep breath before I get your blood pressure soaring again. Roger Clemens fixation. I mean, is he your Barry Bonds whipping boy? I mean, at least Clemens has produced over the years and continues to. He'd already named the street after Adam LaRoche.
What I don't like is, Mike, hang on, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that this guy can play this game about pitching 20 starts, and there's somebody out there willing to take him on this. And guess what? The Yankees have done a miserable job. Brian Cashman should have been fired last year because they have $200 million, and the best pitching staff they can come up with is a bunch of has-been guys, and I consider Andy Pettitte to be has-been, who has not done anything in the last 2 years.
But why is Roger Clemens the whipping boy?
Because he's in this for the money. He denies it.
The numbers.
I don't begrudge him that. He's terrific. He's the best pitcher I've ever seen in person.
You seem to be begrudging
what I'm
that
saying is,
on a daily basis.
It's all his agenda. And he today came out and said it's not about the money. How about be honest?
Market, buddy.
How about be honest and say the market's screwed up and the teams are screwed up for doing what they do.
Adam LaRoche, got more than he was worth too. He used to name the street after him in Pittsburgh when he got signed.
No, I didn't. I just said I liked the move. I said I liked the trade, and I still do.
Every day we heard about Adam LaRoche, and he's been a bust.
You're right, he has, and hopefully that'll change. But I still don't. All right, thanks, Mike. Ron, go ahead.
I don't know what.
I got to pop another pill. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that. Again, I don't blame Clemens in this situation. I blame the teams chasing him. And I would just say to him, you don't want to be a part of our team and travel with our team and go everywhere with our team and do what the rest of the team does, then we don't want you. And if every other team would do that, he would be out of baseball. So I have no problem with him. They're willing to do that for him. We live in a world where you grab what you can grab, and he's grabbing away, and they're willing to keep throwing it at him.
All right, we're going to take a break here. Caps gets out of the 9th. They're going to the 10th in Wrigley. We'll be back with more right after this here on Pittsburgh CW.
Discover the treasures of great food and good times at Long John Silver's. Eat in or take out. Choose one of several delicious family meals. Family time is priceless. And it's for kids' sake.
We got fish? That ain't natural.
Fishing for something better? Introducing Alaskan Flounder. Real hand-cut fillets breaded in a basket for just $2.99. Try new Alaskan Flounder, only at Long John Silver's.
Getting coverage from 1-800-SAFE-AUTO is simple.
To prove it, we're in this busy mall with a cell phone.
And a shopper who needs insurance.
What if I say getting car insurance is as easy as calling 1-800-SAFE-AUTO? I'd say prove it. Dial 1-800-SAFE-AUTO.
With 24-hour service, immediate coverage, and low monthly payments you can make over the phone or by logging on.
Getting coverage from Safe Auto is... I can't believe how easy this is.
Exactly.
1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Representatives are standing by. Call today.
Play it safe, Safe Auto.
They are the critical connecting points of a human skeleton. Yet sometimes, age, injury, or disease can damage joints. At the Western Pennsylvania Hospital's Joint Care Center, orthopedic surgeons like Michael Seal, Iram Groff, and Michael Levine are using the latest technologies and patient-focused care to provide people with joint problems the finest treatments possible. With the aid of computer-assisted technology and utilizing minimally invasive techniques, these surgeons are performing joint replacement procedures that are less painful, require shorter hospital stays, and have faster recovery. The comprehensive program provides convenient pre-surgery testing and education to make the entire process more efficient and patient-friendly. The most important parts of the human skeleton need the most sophisticated care possible. You'll find it at the West Penn Joint Care Center, part of the West Penn Allegheny Health System, provider of choice.
All right, we're back with more here, and coming up this Friday, it's the official mandatory minicamp for the Steelers over on the South Side. And Ron, of course, the #1 overriding story will be Alan Faneca. Whether he shows up, if he shows up, what his intentions are after that, what do you think is going to happen?
I think he's going to show up, Bob. He's an offensive lineman. Those guys do, they're programmed to, follow their leader, the quarterback. I think he's a team guy. He knows he has a contract. I don't know that he's happy with their offer. I don't know that he's going to be here beyond this year, but I look for him to be there Friday, look for him to be at training camp, look for him to have another great year, and then probably move on if that's what happens. But I would be shocked if he doesn't show up.
Yeah, it would be similar to the Joey Porter departure in that, remember last year he was doing the same thing, and then he still played, came in, did what he had to do. It may not have been to the degree the Steelers wanted, but then he leaves to a big offer, and guaranteed there'll be big offers for Alan Faneca.
No question. There's still a chance they'll do something before the season, but if they don't get it done before the season, then you can be assured he'll leave afterward.
Yeah, Polamalu's in the same boat. He's got a year left, and this is the time to do it if they're going to deal with him too. So we're on. Thanks very much. We'll see you again on Thursday night.
All right. Thanks, Bob. Always fun.
All right. Ron Cook of the PG, and you join us every night here at 333-9366. Always like to mix it up, talk about all the opinions out there. Pirates right now in extra innings. We'll try to update that KDKA TV Sports at 11 for you. Until then, have a good night. I'm Bob Pompiani. Make sure you call early and often tomorrow at 333-9366. See you at 10:35.